You know, it's me, Controversial Mike. And I want to say that science itself, purely science, is a dark art. But it's not against God. It's the manipulation of what God made. Matter of fact, it needs God to be able to do what it does. God made how this world should work. All the way down to the atoms. Now you can manipulate this. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. This is what the fallen angels taught them. How to manipulate things. It was more on a physical level, but they taught them some spiritual manipulation too. But science is not against God. Science is evident that God is real. Everything is not willy-nilly. You have to do a specific way to bend reality. Why? Because that opens up a whole nother position, especially if you add another player to the board. Or if you add another scientist to the board. One believes one thing, the other believes the other. And then it's a stalemate in the middle. It's a stalemate in the middle because you can't decide which one is going to choose what. They're going to do it themselves. What if he came in and said, well, shit, we're just going to let them do it themselves. Let the wheat go with the tare. And we'll see who come out of this with knowledge. Or if it was a gangster shootout, who come out alive. I know that's harsh, but it's just like the whole point is God, people ain't gonna have no defense. We don't have any. But if you understand God's people, and then you do what they tell you to do, is to graft it in with the Gentiles. That means all of us. We've all been duped. They can't control the world without your country. You wonder why it's you and shit. And you wonder why they create hierarchies. They're going to keep doing that. But that's the one you can see. The one you don't see is these motherfuckers buying up all the land and pushing people around. And only the people with this bread can do this. And it just so happens a lot of them are related. And if you look at even like old slave movies or even old thoughts, sometimes they was just that damn treacherous that they would just kill the baby after the raping his business. But a lot of times they would just be ashamed and they would send the baby away. But that is still a part of his bloodline. It doesn't go anywhere. And if things are about bloodlines, stop looking at money. Stop looking at goddamn black and white. None of that shit matters to these people that run the world. It's credos and blood. Pats and blood. All that little shit in the middle is all the celebrities doing the dance. Matter of fact, let's look into celebrities. Now, let's ask them some questions. And let's just think about that for a second. They prop you up to be this thing. And you'll attract millions people. Do you need them to do that? I'm saying if you're that charismatic and people love you like that, do you need them? They just got ahead of the game. They said we're going to already bring him into the faction before he realizes he does not need us. For real. This is a big problem because it's hard to keep the shit stabilized when it's fracturing so much. But this is supposed to happen in their doctrine. Out of chaos. That's why they're creating all these divides everywhere. It's not just them that's going through it. Their factions is going through it too. They having little petty fights and killing each other. Why? Because everybody want to be king of the hill and they willing to kill for it. So they wiping each other out, trying to motherfucking be king of the hill, and God's people is going through it too because everybody don't believe in God. It's just true. I'm saying in my particular family, we have an advantage because all of us already believe in God. We should not be fracturing like them. It's probably because we do nothing. We just let it happen. Obviously, this shit is not going well. I mean, I don't think of an individual person. I think of it as a whole. I think of it as a body. In the very beginning of my life, it was tightly knit. But it ain't just what I'm trying to tell you. We need to do this just to stay solid because everything is liquidating all around. Because they don't need you. It's so crazy. It's almost like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm gonna try. It's almost like at one point in time we were all sheep, but a motherfucker just waved a wand, and motherfuckers turned into zebras and lions and all this other shit, and it's the same sheep. They just turned into this, and motherfuckers is looking at them like I can't trust the sheep and I can't trust the lion, and I don't know if that even explains it, but it kind of seemed like that's what it's like. Everybody that's fighting shouldn't be. Let them evil fucks fight it out. Let them use their armies. Let them do all they gonna do over there. Because they don't have no problem when your number diminishes. You fighting for this whole stuff was to create rhetoric. That's why this whole racial shit has come. Now, in a sense, racial shit is a program. It's deeply seated. It's so, you think that memories aren't in DNA, you're fucking crazy. Just because all of them are not. And just because, you ever just seen some motherfucker, they're human like you, but why are you scared of them? Then you find out the history, and then you know why you felt that chill up your bones. You know why you felt that. So it's not the point to block people, but you're going to be cautious. You ain't going to know why you feel uncomfortable around this motherfucker. You just know you're uncomfortable. For real. That shit travel through, man. And I say some white people do sit in the back of the bus. It's always rarities. But you find way more black people love to sit in the back of a bus. And they're younger. Why? Because the older people seen that shit and they looking at the youngsters like, why the fuck are you sitting in the back? Because it's a mentality. That shit went through the bloodline. Shit, Outkast made a song about everybody moved to the back of the bus. I'm serious, man. The way this programming is deep-seated. And you can't say that song didn't wake it back up. But that right there it's not a big problem. The big problem is your governments. You see, these motherfuckers and their soldiers and shit, you ever wonder why these motherfuckers is getting weird in the motherfucker? I think they're brainwashing. They're doing something to them. So whether they work more as a unit, and they don't give a fuck if anything, nigga, they'll kill y'all off or spread you out. And I think that's more of an ideal. What they'll do is they'll send all the U.S. troops out. Then if America get invaded, bitch, you stuck. You way the fuck out there. They're already federalizing and not federalizing, but combining all the agencies, right? Now you see how these motherfuckers are already doing tit for tat. Because you can't, if men are not righteous, how can they be judges? And after Jesus, maybe you can judge a motherfucker then because you're looking at it from the outside. You don't see every dirty thing that a motherfucker do, but God does. But some of these people were meant to be deceivers of people. God's not going to stop his test. He wants to know if that's a cup or not. A bowl or whatever he made. He wants to know. I mean, if anybody makes anything and you make it in bulk, you're going to test it. Shit, if you're making it the first time, you might test it. And shit fall down, you be like, damn, wasn't strong enough. But you're going to test it. Everybody's going to be tested to see, are you what I made you? Now, are you what I made you that's a question there, boy. Because free will, she plays a role in that. And if you understand, this is what the devil really did. When he says children of the devil, that don't mean that they're literally growing horns out of their fucking forehead. What he's saying is, it's almost, okay, put it like this. Shoot, that's too harsh. But that would be the God. But it's so harsh. It's just like, well, no. I understand a better way to say it. He planted a seed of doubt. And with doubt also came possibility. I think that's the best way to say that. Why? Because it's the possibility to not be good. Or I can even clean it up better than that. It's the possibility of not doing what the Lord said. If your mother only took you to Payless, you would only choose Payless shoes. But if you went to school and you seen somebody with some Jordans, next time you go to Payless, your options or your shit done change. Now Payless ain't good enough. Well, at least in your mind you think that. At the time, they were the physical representation of God on the earth. But they said the same thing that the devil ends up saying. They want to be gods. So they're not happy with what they already obtained. They were children of God in the physical. Everything on earth reflected the things that were in heaven. Not that heaven had angels and shit, but it's hierarchy. You feel me? All the animals were brought to him and let them know and was named by him. But he's basically letting them know dominion. He's letting them know what's up. They don't want no smoke. Ain't nobody try to bite at them, none of that. They took their name and they went about their business. But see, you can't explain it through evolution or any other kind of way because it does not make man better. I wouldn't give a damn if a nigga gave you some claws, unless it's some claws like a tiger, you ain't gonna live. A snake can kill you, mesquite man, brother. Have you seen the rainforest? Everything a possible death trap. But what you gotta understand is all this was animals know not to fuck with you. Why? Because every time they do, it's gonna be a whole bunch of niggas, and they ain't gonna just kill you. They gonna kill everybody in the vicinity. Now do that for thousands of years and see if the motherfucker's scared of your ass or not. And they be like, well, they don't like human meat. No, they know. They already know that God requires that animal's life and they coming to get it. For real. It used to be, see, but what you gotta understand, nature is still nature. And animals have somewhat of a free will. I don't know if they got a soul, but if they got fight or flight, that's free will. Bet I'm finna fight or I'm finna run. That's a choice. Then if he keeps getting closer, now I got a choice to whether to bite this motherfucker or not. But he pet me, he ain't trying to harm me, so I feel more comfortable. So everybody just think everything is stupid. It's human ideology to think everything else is stupid. Well, last time I checked, they can predict God faster than you. Motherfuckers just start running, ain't shit wrong. But your ass wait about 15 minutes. Birds and shit flying wherever the fuck they going, you need to head that way. It's funny how God be showing us humility sometimes. Shit, you think that you can't even tell shit is going on, but the animals is bucking on your ass. Goddamn lion see your ass, he like, fuck it, man, I don't know what you know, but hey, look, the ground don't feel right. I don't know why everybody just think it's science that got us thinking that stupid shit. That don't mean animals are dumb. For one, animals can be trained. They're not dumb. Anything that can be trained is not exactly dumb. If it can be trained, it's not dumb. Why? It has to go against its own fucking nature. Why you give him a steak, you look like 5 of them. 10. He has to choose not to eat and eat the steak. But like I said, humans do not fuck off. And that reigns supreme even today. Bitches in a zoo and a motherfucker jump in that bitch and this lion attack him or eat him, they're gonna put it to sleep. Even to this day. So you gotta understand that a lot of stuff is a lie. I'm not sure if everything has souls. See, what I define as a soul is in spiritual realm, it can't be destroyed. That's why death is different. To actually put you at the pinnacle of the head of the earth, you're an ambassador between God and the earth. To put you there, breathe his breath of life for you, give you that type of authority over the animals like he has in heaven. And did we fuck that up royally? But we ain't even make it out of our teenage years, dog. But if you look at it, none of that is wrong or false because all of this had to happen. God didn't create a whole earth with no people on it for them never to leave the garden. Shit, maybe they could even come back to the garden. That even wasn't the point. The point was they couldn't eat from the tree of life. And that's why the garden was hidden from them. It wasn't even about the garden. And I heard that people say, well, maybe we're in the garden. No, that's a specific place. But don't think that the earth does not model this. That's what the earth is modeling. That's why such beautiful places in the world. It's modeling Eden. It's not Eden, but it's modeling it. Shit, sometimes you gotta come in and do some shit. You might gotta cut some trees down. It's not so beautiful when trees are everywhere. Because you can't even see where you're going. But natural things are astonishments. And I imagine Eden ain't have to be that big, but you could have seen so many astonishments in it. Just beautiful ass shit. And the earth mimics that. If you think about it, the whole earth was created, but was it all created at the same time? And where did it grow from? Eden could have been the source. So, if Eden was the source, then what is the earth modeling? The source. That was some heavy shit, man. You gotta go back and check that out. Straight up. I don't never listen to myself, though. Well, I do sometime, but it's rare. Nah, because I be coming to some conclusions. It's real conclusions. It's real things behind all of this. They was always supposed to leave the garden because they always had to be tested. Really, that's what Satan was, a test. God could have just packed up then, let's start over. Didn't do that, though. I mean, by the time you get to Noah, though, he's pissed. Like, but you gotta understand, this ain't your city or just Mexico or just your. This is the whole known world that's acting a fool. To the point where he only found favor with one man. I guess you could say his sons too. He might his sons too. But I'll ask you a fundamental question. Their wives were not their sisters, so where'd they come from? This is why you have problems with the bloodlines even after that. Because it's in their blood. Hey, look, women DNA ain't as strong as men's DNA, but don't think that shit won't pop up. And we can't even say how long, but pretty much it looked like God put an end to that angel shit coming down. Because you don't really hear about that shit no more. God was so pissed off. I think, in all sense, he was more pissed off that they sent their victim to plead for their return. I think God just lost it then. Because right after that, I'm talking about this ain't no years, and then a couple sentences later, brother, he's like, look, dispatch some people, and I'm going to need them to be put in here right now. I think he was just pissed the fuck off. Because if you think about it, God always knew that they were on the earth. He knew exactly what they were doing. And see, that's, I ain't going to say it's fucked up on God's part, but it's just like, every opportunity you could have came to me and said you were sorry, but you seen your victim. After you'd have been on the earth for 1,000 years. You done corrupted my people, and you saying you're a victim. That's one time when you can see the father get mad. And I'm right after that, he is dispatching angels already. They didn't get to ride with Satan. They don't get to see the festivities. They pissed him off. At this point, I don't even think Satan failed. He was just shunned. Why does God say it's the truth? Because he don't have to lie. If you was all powerful, would you have to lie? Matter of fact, brother, you couldn't lie. Because anything you said would become the truth. So that's why I don't believe he was banned then, because it don't say nothing about that then. He was shunned. Because God's the truth, you're the opposite. You're a lie. But a lie had never been. This is the first of a lie. And it was real quite benign then. It's resorted to one motherfucker. Hey, Satan was the line that everybody, dog. He convinced other people to lie. On earth and in heaven. Denounce God. Shit. Nigga must have been doing a decent job, but he had a lot of time. See, all this didn't happen at the beginning of time. It was happening as the earth was moving. As you was living, that shit was happening. And he was slowly lying to a third. Or at least taking their loyalty. But lie is the best thing in his arsenal. You gotta think about it. Ain't no such thing as a lie before him. Ain't no such thing as a half-truth before. So you can see why he would use this on the entire world. Shit. That shit works on the earth and it works in heaven. But I think he going through, I don't think God made him that way. I think if you hate a motherfucker that much, you can become obsessed. And he became obsessed with it. And he don't even realize he's helping God at this point. He can't fathom it. His mind can't wrap around that. Okay, you persecute people, some will die. But in the process, you're going to make perfect people. I don't think he just want to kill them all. Kill as many as he can because he knows that hurt God in some sense. God wishes he could get them all, but he understands that this is in mentalities, this is in bloodlines. And if you are part of that bloodline, let's just say you're a part of that bloodline. It doesn't exclude you, but it's just if you come from a murderous bloodline, it's a good chance you're gonna murder people. That don't mean you have to. It's just like they say with alcoholics and their fathers. Your father was an alcoholic, it's a good chance you're gonna be an alcoholic. It's statistics. It's just like you're already prone to it. It's already an open door. But that don't make any man walk through it. That's just not true. See, what happens when you get trapped between loyalty and God? That shit. I don't think God make people pay these penalties, but I think he wants to see them. Because you knew what it was when you ran back to go get your friend. Possibility he could be dead, possibility I could die, all that. And shit, a stroke of luck, this motherfucker's still alive. What if you die and he gets out? Would you feel bad? I don't know. These are just fundamental questions, man. I don't feel like you would feel bad because the whole point was to go back to get. Why would you feel bad? It's just like a motherfucker jump in front of a little child and take a bullet. And then his ghost stand right next to his dead body and say, man, maybe we shouldn't have did that. That's not going to happen, man. Because if you ran over there, dog, it was going down in the den. I just don't think you'll regret something like that. Some things I just don't think you'll regret. Now, this could work on the evil side, too, also. But I don't like to think like that. That shit is a black hole. Negativity it produces more negativity. If you look at electricity, we produce most of our energy from negativity. That shit is a negative sign. But them bitches figured out goddamn positive. If you crack one positive, so much energy is released, it would far the fuck outweigh a negative. 10, 100 times over. Yeah, I'm serious though. If you was to crack one open, bam, but you're gonna blow your whole face off. But you need a containment field for that blast. But that proves what positive is. Positive itself is under attack. Because positive is almost like art. You don't never know who is catching the positivity. And they come from all walks of life with all different problems. You're not even focused on trying to do that. It's just doing it itself. The positivity, now you can change your positivity. But when you at your height, you notice when you get around people, they stand up straight, they act different. Well, I ain't gonna say they stand up straight, that would be like saying it's particular. It's not really, but you notice that they're happier, they're better, at least for a short moment. Because as soon as they leave, that shit drop. Or your shit drop if you're around them. God damn, I was feeling positive a minute ago. Nah, you was just soaking up the residue of their positivity. And positivity don't mean you're going to weigh all the options. That would instantly become negative. Positivity is about possibilities. Once you come down to no possibilities, it's all negative. Let me stop this shit before I go too far.